Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Saturday, December the 4th, 2021, and this is my Flosstube special edition, my WIP Go and WIP Parade. If you are a new subscriber to my channel, I thank you so very much for giving me a chance. Hopefully you will like and subscribe to my videos and be enabled by some of the WIPs that I'm going to be showing. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so very much for coming back every time that I upload a video and being so supportive. I do not know exactly how many WIPs I have, and so this video may end up being two videos. I have a whole crate tub here of WIPs that I have been working on. If you recall, I started cross stitching in 2019 and I had no idea that I would have so many projects now in 2021. However, last year, you all know, everyone started all kinds of things just to keep our sanity going. And so I am no exception to that rule. So we're going to just jump right in. I'm sorry, I'm moving stuff around so I can make sure I have plenty of room. I did not take anything out of the bags. And so therefore it's going to, you're going to hear the ripping of the bags. So this project is in a mini Garon tote bag, and it is Stitch Card Set G by Lori Holt, and it's on an 11 count white Aida. And I believe I started this project for Jolly July this year. At least that's what my little card says. Yep. And so this is what those stitch cards look like. And here is where I am. And so I am actually doing these projects going across. I am using just an 11 count Joann's Aida. And so that's where my progress is on that. This is one of the projects that I had wanted to get back to, but it didn't call to me when I was picking out my December projects. So, ooh. And I will be putting everything back in the bags because I do not want to get anything mixed up. So that was number one. Number two is in another mini Garon tote bag. And this one is We Won Quilting Bird by Heart and Hand. And I started it on June the 11th. And here's what the chart looks like. And here is my progress. I started this project at StitchCon this year, and it is a 28 count fabric that my friend Lynn X Stitches Creates actually gave me at StitchCon so that I could start working more on even weave. So I don't have what the name is of the fabric. But there is where I am on him. I am doing some color changes as this is going to be a gift for a friend. This will also give me an opportunity to pull threads out of my project bags that I've been looking for. So there is that. I've changed up my habit. Pardon me. And I used to put my floss in the bags, but now I have so many bags that I have to start taking it and just making them floss cards. This is Positivity Rules by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it is in the Garon tote bag that Ronnie does for his birthday, and the proceeds are donated to St. Jude's. And this is actually, and I'll talk about this in my regular Flosstube this coming week, but this is actually one of my WIP Go projects for this year, for this month, December, and this is where I am on it. And so I can actually, I have decided that I'm going to finish this. I know in my last video I had stated that I wasn't going to do WIP Go this year, this month, but once I saw what the two projects was, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing it, because I could potentially have both of these projects completed, finished. So that's number 3. Number 4 is Stitchy Stars, and it is by Lori Holt. And I started this project on June the 1st. And it is on a 14 count lamb's wool Aida. And here is my progress on it so far. I'm using the called for threads also for this project. I was trying to see if I had any other notes on it. So if you are in any of the Facebook groups that I'm in, earlier this week, I posted a picture of me reorganizing all of my charts. I am also going to be reorganizing my WIPs into seasonal WIPs so that I'll know when I want to pull for June, you know, all of those projects will be all combined together. The next project that I have is Faith and Endurance, and this is in a Fat Quarter shop. I am a part of their no, it's not the Stitch Quarterly, it's for the quilting part. Anyway, Sew Sampler box, and this bag came in a Sew Sampler box, and I'm using it as a project bag. This project is being stitched. So here's a picture of the project. And this project is being stitched on a 28 count Harvest Moon by Color and Cotton, and it was started for AB Singo, and that is where I am now on it. And I'm using the called for flosses with this also. Project number 6 is Love and Joy by October House. October House Fiber Arts, pardon me. And it is being stitched on a 28 count light gray even weave. And here is where I am on it. So oftentimes, let me just tell you, oftentimes when I get fabric, you know, it's not serged. If I cut it here myself at home, I will just put a zigzag stitch around so that it doesn't fray. And yeah, I'm using the called for threads on this also. And I thought I had on here. Yep, there's my card. This was a Jolly July start. I started on July the 4th for the magazine monthly challenge group. So this is a bag that was made by one of my Quilt Guild members for me as a thank you. It's actually made out of a placemat. So it's already quilted and everything. This project is Stitch Card Set D by Lori Holt. And it is stitched on vintage cloth 14 count in the color of Breeze, which is also a Lori Holt fabric. And here is my progress on that. So I'm stitching this all together. Normally the stitch cards are stitched separately, and then they could be made into tiny pillows or, you know, bowl fillers. But I decided to stitch this all on one piece of fabric so that I could display it like a picture frame. And I don't even know when I started this. It might be in another book, but I could go back through my calendar and find it. But I'm sure I would have started it in the summertime. I don't think this is a WIP. Oh, well, maybe. Yep, there is a WIP in here. So this is a free chart on Fat Quarter Shop's website, and I cannot. It's called a Candy Heart chart, and I was stitching this for Valentine's Day. And there is where my progress is on that. And some of these I need to just, like, that's almost finished. I need to go ahead on and finish it. They have several different colorways for this chart. I'm going to set this aside because I have a lot of charts in this one package. But this is the only WIP that's in there, so I'm going to set that aside so I can go through that. And, because at one time that's how I was displaying my projects. I put seasonal projects in one bag. So I'm going to set that aside so I can take care of that. So the next WIP is Autumn Skies by Hands-on Design. And you've seen this year. I was working on it for my autumn stitching. And here is where I am now. And so when I go back through my this tab again, I'm going to section them out by season so that I won't have to really look and search very much. I'll be able to put my hands right on what I want to stitch on. My next chart came out of a magazine, and I don't have a picture of it right this moment. If I find the picture, I will insert it right here. The name of the chart is called January, and it was the theme last year, or January 2021, for the magazine monthly challenge group. The theme was New Year, and so it's New Year's. And this is where I am now on it. It is being stitched on a 14 count Aida cotton candy by Color and Cotton. It's an awful lot of C's. Yes. And I am thinking that I did not put this in my January for, I already made my January plan so far, but I'm going to set this aside and work on it some more in January because I want to get some things finished. My next project is Chock Full Liberty. And here's the chart. And here is my progress on it. Oh, it's upside down. And that's where I am on it right now. So I'm still filling in all of the white. I fill in all of the white so that when I go to put the colors in, I'll know that, you know, I can fill it in and not have a problem. Because a lot of these charts, once you do the white fill in, you can, you know, if you have time, you could just go and do the fill in. So like the jar, all of that is one strand. To make it look like glass of a ball jar. And so that right there, I could just sit and watch a movie and get it all filled in. If this is being stitched on a 14 count woodshell in Aida, and the color is chalkboard. I was in this club when they, when Hands-on Design and Priscilla Blaine released it through the Fat Quarter Shop. I do believe that they now sell them. You can buy them either in a kit or in individually. And the floss I'm using is Gentle Arts Chock for that. My next project is in a bag that Vicky Stitching Buttons made for the Sal Remember 911. Did I say 911? I did. Remember 9/11, Sal, sorry. And here's a picture of my chart. See all my floss that I've been looking for everywhere. And I am stitching this on a 28 count light blue even weave. It does not have a name. It was something that I actually had in my stash. And here is where I am. I have the first part of the 9. I only worked on this project on 9/11 to start the sow. I actually had a really difficult time working on it that day. I have been watching news footage and everything, and it all was just coming back to me. And so I was like, okay, I've put in some stitches. I'm going to move it along. But I am going to get back to that so that I can finish it so that it can be displayed on 9/11 in 2022. My next chart is Autumn Peg, and you all have seen her recently. This is what she looks like. It's by Loohoo Stitches. And I am stitching her on a 32 count country mocha, vintage country mocha, using the called for threads. And here is my progress on it. And so she will be coming out again for autumn. I started that project on 10/18/2021. I keep looking down the whole time, so forgive me. My next project is for the biscornu sow that I'm in with Stitch and Stuff. Did I show that? I might have. I am stitching this on a 16 count Morning Glory by Fortnite Fabrics. I was in their Fabric of the Month club, and that's when I got it. And so here is the chart or the pattern. And here is where I ended. And so you can see the back stitching on this piece is what makes it come out and come alive, because you don't know it's about octopus. It's Octopus biscornu, and you don't know it's an octopus until you start putting in all the, I mean, you can see the, you know, his arms and everything, but until you start putting in all that back stitching, that's when he actually comes alive. And it was a really fun stitch. It was a lot. It's a lot of 4 stitches here, 5 stitches there, 2, all of that. And so I have to get back to it and have like focus time so that I don't miss a stitch or mess up a stitch. But now that I have a 5-time magnifying lamp, I'll be able to really see what's going on with it. There's that I've been looking for. My next project is Steel Rose. and it is being stitched on a 14 count Ada by Color and Cotton, and the name is Bell Bottoms. And here is what it looks like. And this was a start for Carolyn Zook's birthday month in the Magazine Monthly Challenge. The challenge was to stitch on something blue. And here is my progress on it so far. This fabric is awesome, and I am so happy that I actually will have enough to have some more of it. I love Color and Cotton's fabric. And so I will be, nope, I'm going to leave that in there. I actually bought 3 skeins of ecru and put it right in this bag so that I would not have to worry about running out of it. My next project is Stronger Together, and I do not have a picture of it. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Because now I can't find my, that's right. It is being stitched on a seraphim fabric. It's 14 count, and I cannot remember what the name of it is. If I find the card, I will put it in right here. And this is what the chart looks like. I am stitching this one right now. I haven't even started on that one. And this is by the Fat Quarter Shop. I also have the quilt kit for it that I never started. But that's where it is now. I'm sorry for the hanging threads. I left the threads in so that when I got back to it, I could just pick them up and keep it moving. But that's where I'm at now. To find that card with the name on it. There are actually 2 projects in this one bag. And this one is a Sue Hillis Designs, and it is this one right here, God Bless America. It's One Nation Under God. And I am stitching this on a 28 count white even weave. And here is, here's my progress on that. So I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to take this one out because it doesn't belong in this bag. That chart I picked up at StitchCon, and they do have more of them. This is what the inside. This is what the chart is. Ohio. The One Nation Under God is another chart on the back of this one. So they do have all the 50 states. This is one large pattern. So if you contact Keepsakes, if you want to see if they have your state, she did chart each individual state. So if you want your state, contact Keepsakes and they will be able to get it for you. Pardon me. I'm not used to talking so much this early in the morning. The next chart is Turtle, and it is by Modern Cross Stitch Art, and I do not have a picture of it because it was a download and it didn't come with a cover picture. And I am stitching this on a 14 count navy Ada by Witchelt using the called for DMCs, and this is the bottom half. And this is the bottom half of the turtle. So it goes like diagonal up the turtle. If you recall, this is the one that I said that the colors on the chart are different than what you stitch. And I would have liked to have had him as dark and as rich as what is showing on the chart. But I'm going to keep going with them because sea turtles are one of my favorite things. Sea turtles and butterflies. Yeah, see. That's what the chart, that's the colors on the chart. It's not the colors on the fabric. No, it's not. If you noticed, I stopped counting. I was doing really good, and then once I got to 5, I was done with the counting. So now I'm gonna have to rewatch the video and go and recount, see, or count all the bags. But then I've pulled some out of bags and set them over to the side. So who knows? What is, oh. This is Sunshine on a Stem. Sorry, one of the turtle card didn't make it back in the bag. I gotta put it back in the bag. By Heart Hands on Design. I don't know why I keep saying Heart and Hand. By Hands on Design. And I am stitching this, pardon me, it's on a 28 count white even weave. And do you see how tiny this is? Like, this picture makes it look so much larger, but that's all the bigger it's going to be. So it's being stitched with the called for DMC and a 28 count white even weave. Nope, I take that back. It's actually an 18 count Ada. It can't be. Maybe it's 16 count. And hence why you need to take good notes, because you can't remember. $16 count. So I'm stitching it on a 16 count white Ada. So it's probably Charles Craft. It feels softer though than Charles Craft, so I digress. I'm going to be taking better notes on my fabric choices from here on out. Okay, just a couple of more for this session, and then I'll just have to keep going until I'm going to go back here and pick some of these other ones. Not that one. This chart is by Needle Bling Designs, and it's called Let Fall Begin. And here is a picture of what it will look like. And here is where I am on it. So I'll be, you know, working on this again in the coming year. I really don't have that much to do on it to get it finished. And it actually was supposed to be worked on and finished in October, but I ended up changing my mind on working on this chart. And so sorry, I got a notification and it shocked me. I am shocked. See, it doesn't even have a project bag. I just slid it right back into its little plasticky thing. I'll have to get one for it. I'm trying to make sure some of these are magazines, in magazines, and I don't keep the magazine with the fabric. I just note the pages on my card, and then when I work on it, I can pull the magazine up. Because I used to, pardon me, I used to put the magazine in the bags and then be like, where's my magazines at? Well, you can't find your magazines and you got 5,000 bags. But you know what? I feel like I have watched so many WIP parades and all the things that it really does help me know how I want to progress. And so it's helpful to watch other videos and see how they do their WIPs and how they do their storage, so that you can get different ideas on maybe this might work for you, or you could take a piece of this person's idea and a piece of this person's idea and combine them together so that it works for you in your life and how you stitch. And so I'm changing up things for 2022 so that I can be better organized and be better organized and a better stitcher. So my next WIP is the home sampler, and it is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, June 2019, and the chart is by Doreen Jones, and I am using a 28 count. It's over here because this rod that I put it on, the scroll rods that I put it on, it's actually basted, and so I chose not to have to go through that process again. And so I'm going to, so there is where I finished at on the border. And then here is where I am at the top. And if you remember, I changed the corner flowers from purple to red and changed the border flowers from red to purple. And so this is where I am on my home sampler. I really do like it a lot. It's a different stitch for me, and so I really am enjoying that. Oh, I need to loosen that back up. And so now I'll be getting a cover to put on it because it'll be a while before I'll be working on that again. And I am using the called for DMC. And again, the chart is Home Sampler by Doreen Jones in the Just Cross Stitch magazine from June 2019. And I am stitching that on a 28 count color and cotton. And it's just a neutral. I didn't write down what the name was, and I took the whole piece and put it on the scroll rod. It's not going to take the whole piece, so I am going to have to figure out, go back through my I'm in there Fabric of the Month Club, and I'm going to have to go back through my neutral months to figure out which color that is. My next chart is it's in a magazine, and I just showed it on my last Flosstube. It is Every Good and Perfect Gift, and it is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine ornament 2021, page number 11. The designer is My Big Toe, and I am stitching this on a color and cotton Wild West with the called for, no, not the called for. I switched the colors. So I'm using Weeks Dye Works Mocha, Weeks Dye Works Garnet, and Classic Color Works Spinach. And here is where that is now. Sorry for my fingers. It's very dry here. And this is a sweet little stitch. I should have maybe pulled it back out again for December, but I have so many things that I wanted to stitch on that I had to just pick and choose. So my next WIP is, I need to look at this. This is a Heart and Hand, and I'm doing the August. And I am stitching this on a 16 count Ada, and it just says dirty on the card. And that's where I'm at on it. And I am using the called for threads. I'm finding all kinds of stuff, needles. It's amazing. And then the next chart in this bag, it's the Bloom by Heart in Hand with the artwork by Priscilla Blaine. And if I'll put a picture of what the chart looks like here. And here is my progress. And I am stitching this on a 16 count Ada in Vintage Stone. And I'm sure I have the chart. I was, like I said, I was in the in that club for with Fat Quarter Shop, so I have all of the charts. It's just not in this bag. So I'm going to set this aside so I can make sure I put the chart picture in there. This will be my last WIP for this WIP parade. And it is Cross Stitch Nation. You've seen this recently. And I am stitching this on a 16 count Charles Craft Ada with my own color conversion. And this is where I finished when I last worked on it. The dress color is Leo and Roxy Amethyst, and the skin is my Bloody Sunday by Almond M&Ms. So that brings me to the end of this first WIP parade. I will be doing a second because I still have lots of project bags in my tote. I will insert a picture here of what my tote actually looks like right now. I keep my projects, threads, fabric, all the things in totes because I have Albert who, when he shakes, hair just flies off. And so I always have dog hair around. And so I just want to make sure that, like, I don't end up with dog hair on everything. I am getting ready to go with two of my friends to an event here in Columbus. It's called Winter Fair, Winterfest, Winter Fair. And so I haven't been. They actually canceled it last year, and they are putting it back on this year. And so I'm looking forward to being out in the sun and seeing all the pretty items that they have at Winter Fair. Lots of holiday vendors and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to spending some times with my friends, and I hope to see you again. I will be recording a regular Flosstube video and uploading it next week. So until then, have a great Saturday and get lots of stitching in. Also, thank you to all of the Flosstubers that are putting up Flossmas videos or vlogs. I've really, really enjoyed that this year. So thank you again, and I will see you all real soon. Bye.